Hello, YouTube fans, here again. Never look like a bit like an Owens person. I like on my cameras at the moment being a dick. That's why I'm speaking. Speaking of dicks, this has to be the worst sequel in name owner. And the only thing what's interesting about this is the history. That being Piranhas 2, the original one, the 81 version. Piranhas 2. What do you think of it? Wow. That's it. And the rent. Got out the fucking words right. The Piranha's biting into me. End of rant. No, I'll carry on to the talk, so. Because this does have a bit of interesting debate. And I've got to admit that the original director of this was David Chamlin. That's right, the director was doing his classics like The Exterminator, Exterminator 2, Judgment Day, Aliens, and so on. But I admit, right, when I first did this, I was unfair on James Chamlin because he's not the fault, he's not the brain. Now, I do know the history of James Chamlin. He's not one of the most easiest directors to work with, but he has done some damn good films over the years. He really has completely done some good films over the years. And he's not the brain for this because this was his first big break in directing. So we'll give you a history lesson, why not? In 1981, James Chamlin was working on the set of a sci-fi horror movie, which I remember reviewing, called Charity of Terror. I had a few other different names, but I always remember it as Charity of Terror. Damn good film. Damn good film. Have you ever seen that? You think the scene when they're on space and they're on the alien planet looks a bit like Aliens. You can definitely see the influence of this film being Charity of Terror. I prefer that to bear to this film. And the same day when he was doing that, he did his big bait in directing, that being Piranhas 2. But because of timing, because of budget, because we're in a rush to make this sequel, James Chamlin got the sack. He got the boot before he completed the film. And then he had this hack, and I will say it again, hack of a director who couldn't direct his way out of a paper fucking bag. And that's why the film, in my eyes, maybe some people may love it, but in my eyes, this film sucks. It sucks arses. So let's go on with the fucking film. Now, this was going to be a foil one from the original Piranhas. It was going to foil one where the Piranhas didn't die of those chemicals, how it ended, and they were going to start eating people, but they wanted to make it a total different story. But it's actually, this is like the remake before they had the remake, but in a bad way. What do I mean by that? None of the tasks, none of the actors and actresses from the first one appear in this. It's a total different story. A total different Piranhas. So you get to a boy and a girl similar to the first one. So I say it's a remake, etc. They're on a boat, they want a shag. So how do they do it? How do they do it? This has to be the weirdest, I can't pronounce my words again. The weirdest way to do it. They both bought deep sea diver stuff on. You know, when you go deep sea diving, not like I do it like, but you know what I mean, I've also a deep sea diver. They go underwater, they go in this allergic boat, just like the first one. You can see lots of tits, loads of nude depth, even if it doesn't save the fucking film. They're doing it underwater, okay, whatever, it's your boat. Next thing you know, the piranhas swim out of nowhere, munt into them. That's their fate. But I do admit I like the bit where it opens up. The music's a bit thematic. You get this dead thematic music, and it goes like blood across the water. And every 2 minutes you can see through the boat. I do admit I like the way they did that, and I could probably see that's probably the work off James Chamlin. I wouldn't be surprised. But you can see the work where it went shit because there's no beginning, there's no ending to this film. The film drags. You don't really get to know the characters. The characters, see at the back of me, I always say it, I'm going to say it, a piece of fucking wood. So you got this one woman, quite pretty to look at, but I just look at her because she's not really that date as an actress. Now the one that plays her husband, Adores appeared in The Exterminator. He'd been in loads of films. I love him when he did House 3. I love him when he did Pumpkinhead. You know him straight away when you see him. But to me, it's like a poor man's version of Roy Siders' character. Remember Sheriff Boulder? I swear that I'd make this character like another Sheriff Boulder. And in all fairness, I wish he was the lead. I really was, because he's so misused in this. It's unbelievable. So just like the first one, a lot of people getting killed by the piranhas. But the blood, you don't see a lot of blood. There's not really a lot of gore, just like the first one. And they're going underwater, they find his dead person, half his face has been bitten off. I think that's the only gory bit. And this one woman's doing an autopsy, long below, you've got a piranha, flies in the air, says you're not hearing things, flies in the fucking air and bites a jugular out. And if people think the Piranhas in the Piranhas 3D or the remake, whatever you want to call it, look fake and phony, they ought to see this fucking film. They're fucking laughable. Are you ready for this, people? You're not hearing things? Are you ready for this? You've never seen this fucking film? Piranhas, what fly? Seriously, you're not hearing things. Piranhas, what fucking fly? You can see the sting. They're making this sticky noise that sound like fucking bats. They're fucking laughable. They're so fucking fake and phony. They're fucking laughable. Now, I know this had a lot of different names. It was called Killer Birds, Flying Killer Fishes, Flying Turds in my eyes, because they look shit. You got this one guy, I'm not being racist, he's a Rastafarian. He gets killed by the flying piranhas. I don't give a fuck. You got these other girls, bit of slut, take stuff, get an excuse to see tits. Even that's not exciting. You got the son of the girl, he's doing it with this other girl. Not girl, sorry, the son of the woman, the one who's the main character. He's doing it with this girl on an island. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit of any of the characters. I really don't. So they're investigating the deaths of all these people. I meant to say were getting killed by the piranhas. They find out, just like the first one, they're having experiments, but the only difference is, I just said it, flying piranhas. What the fuck? What the fuck? So there's a bit where they celebrate this thing, they do it every month on this island. It's in Hawaii, by the way, that's the only little bit of difference. But then the flying piranhas are going around, they're attacking people. You got the father that lost his son, the Rastafarian who got eaten up by the piranhas. I'm not like I give a fuck. Again, I don't give a fuck. He gets finished off by the flying piranhas, but you don't really see a lot. You see the main character staring out the window, and you've got the idea his fate is death. Then they go underwater, just like the first one. They get chemicals to destroy the piranhas. I'm going to keep repeating it, just like the fucking first one. The woman's hubby gets killed. She gets out of dodge. She kills the piranhas. But the music, honest to God, the music in this, it feels like you're watching a drama. You know them TV dramas with the over-the-top, bearable music? That is what it is like. And the piranhas, I'm not even going to get into it. It's like having a plasticine dinosaur, and I could try fake rubber dinosaur, putting stings on it and going, that is what they look like. They really do. They look fake and phony. Now, granted, you do see a lot more of them than you did in this one, but you can see it's a rush job. The history of this film is more interesting because when James Camden got the boot over a couple of months after, he tried to break in to destroy his film and put his own version of what he wanted to do, but never got away with it. And in no fairness, after seeing all his other films, it's a damn shame. It is a shame he never had the luxury of directing this film. But this film, it's shit. It really is complete and utter garbage. I'll give it a 1 for the opening. I'll give it a 1 because the piranhas are funny to look at because they're fake and phony. I'll give it a 1 because it's nice to see tits, but it takes a lot more than a pair of boobs to make a film. This film, compared to the first one, it sucks fucking ass. Into them. See you later.